Battalion 1.
Battalion 1 is also sending the whole consignment on this box to that area, okay?
Engine 6 to Manhattan,
Engine 6.
The World Trade Center, tower number 1 is on fire. The whole outside of the building, there was just a huge explosion.
10-4, all companies stand by at this time.
There's been a second alarm on that box immediately.
10-4.
Engine 1 to Manhattan.
Engine 1-0.
Engine 1 out, World Trade Center, 1060. Send every available ambulance, everything you got to the World Trade Center now.
10-4, 1060 has been transmitted for the World Trade Center. 1060 for the World Trade Center.
3 truck to Manhattan.
3 trucks.
Civilian reports from up here, a plane just crashed into the World Trade Center for your information.
10-4, okay.
Trucks available. Battalion 1 to Manhattan.
Battalion 1, okay.
We have a number of floors on fire. It looked like the plane was aiming towards the building. Transmit a third alarm. We'll have the staging area at Vesey and West Street. Have the third alarm assignment go into that area. Second alarm assignment report to the building, okay?
All right, 10-4, second alarm assignment. Report to the
20 years ago today, the worst tragedy on American soil took place in Manhattan, place that I saw in my landscape every day growing up in New Jersey, the World Trade Centers. Of course, we know what happened 20 years ago today, the loss of over 3,000 lives that day, plus another 600-700 first responders and people today who are still losing their lives due to incidents and results of the air and everything to this day. This is a day we should never forget. Patriotism was at an all-time high 20 years ago. It faded very quickly, probably within a year after that. Now, patriotism has a very different word, whether you like it or not. We need to go back to the patriotism where the United States is one nation and we act as one. Regardless, we suffered a terrible loss and we should never forget. Welcome to a very special edition of Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the 911 special edition where we honor all those affected by the results of 20 years ago. I'm Aaron Phillips alongside my partner, Mr. Neil Portnoy. How are you?
I'm good. Very sombering day. Just listening to that promo of the police broadcast, it brings you back.
It does. Where were you when it happened? That's the big question. Where were you? There's certain events in life where you know where you were when they happened.
I don't really remember where I was. I remember all of a sudden turning the TV on because everybody was, turning the TV on.
Right.
And I'm going, oh my God, what just happened? Oh my God, another plane. And then just to watch this structure come down as quickly as it came down.
Took a little over an hour, if I'm not mistaken, from the original contact of the first plane. Because when I turned it on at about 10 minutes to 6 in the morning, our time, we were already out here.
Right.
And the news reports were coming in. They weren't sure if it was a true accident where maybe the pilot, for whatever reason, maybe had a heart attack and flew into and then all of a sudden the second one comes. My wife, Eileen, was upstairs getting ready for work. I was ready. I had just gotten downstairs. I'm yelling up to her, babe, you need to turn the TV on and see what the hell's going on.
Do you remember President Bush at the school?
Yeah.
And somebody I have that visual in my mind. Somebody leaning over and whispering in his ear.
And he never broke.
Yep.
And look, political affiliation aside, this is not what this is about.
Right.
For him to there's nothing in the standard operating procedure manual on how to handle when something like this happens. But for him in that situation with those elementary kids in front of him, not to really change his demeanor until he was done. Obviously, after that, all hell broke loose. That was a show of strength. And then earlier this morning on Unsportsmanlike Conduct, Brett and I showed the 5-minute clip, the behind-the-scenes story up to where he threw the first pitch at the Mets-Yankees game that night. Right. Probably the best first pitch ever thrown by anybody. I mean, right down there, because everybody forgot he played ball for Yale when he was much younger. But there are still images, him talking to the first responders at Ground Zero a couple of days after. Yeah. That will be forever embedded. This is
Commander-in-Chief.
Commander-in-Chief. This ranks up there like the shuttle blowing up in terms of where you were, more or less, what was going on around you. 3,000 lives, first responders. They have the museum. They have the Freedom Towers there now.
Have you ever been to
I have not been back. I have not been back. I don't know that I want to. As crazy as that may sound, because I grew up with the Twin Towers in my horizon. They were
Sure.
they were part of where I lived. I was 10 minutes outside Manhattan. I've seen enough in the news to know what is not only there, and of course, they honored the names that are all there,
Right.
which is terrific, but
Correct.
they also had the museum. The crushed fire truck that made the news is down there somewhere in this museum. All the other artifacts, a lot of the remnants of went on there. I want to remember that event in my way and honor those who, listen, I had a dear friend of mine. The guy was the best man at my wedding, who was a first responder, and he was a volunteer fireman, and he spent almost 2 weeks down there nonstop cleaning
our
and looking.
good friend, Frank Bizzarro,
Yeah, and Frank, yes.
who was involved, had a nice little write-up in the Review Journal about him restoring
Yeah.
that vehicle to commemorate, memorize the cadence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm sure on a day like today, the 20-year anniversary,
Yep.
all of those emotions, all of those feelings come back to those who were close to that tragic
Yeah.
day.
And he sang the national anthem
Right.
At the World Series that year. Frank did. And again, the thing that I just want to implore everybody is let's not forget what happened. We remember we're the United States of America. It touched many people's lives. A new normal was defined after that. The way we travel now, TSA and all the requirements.
It changed everything.
It changed everything
Now,
the way
nice,
we know it.
nice
So,
job also. I think it's Palo Verde, the high school.
Yes, the teacher.
One of the teachers who was on that flight and got killed on that flight. They have a commemorative monument now at the school.
Yep.
Kudos to them.
Absolutely.
For the remembrance of their fellow teacher.
And you know what? The pictures and the visuals, and we have these remembrances, even we pulled it up. You have the skyline of New York.
Sure.
But let's not forget the plane that went down in Pennsylvania that was either headed for the White House or the Capitol building. Those passengers took over that plane.
Yep.
And then, of course, you have the plane that did hit the Pentagon.
Right.
But when we talk 9/11, everybody thinks about the 3,000 plus lives lost.
There were more.
At the Twin Towers. So there's a lot more involved here. And again, just the purpose of that is we just don't want to, forget. And it tends to get less and less grained in our memory as the farther we go away from it. But 20 years ago today, there's a generation. I was working yesterday in elementary school, and one of the classes I was in, the teacher was just starting to kind of talk about it.
Kids don't know.
8, 9, 10 years old. This generation, they don't know. And now they're just learning it as part of history. But
I have in my little cubicle, my office area at work. I was doing some caricature work in New York, like a year later, and there was a Russian photographer, and I did his cartoon. He was so appreciative. He gave me a photograph of the Twin Towers, a little 3x5 photograph with a little stone like glued to the top of it. It was a picture of the Twin Towers. The date stamp on the photo was the day before.
wow.
So I always look at that. I look at that every day.
Want to send a shout out to those in the chat room. Ron Garrett, Mike Dorton, Bob Merlin, Chris is out in the chat room. Of course, Lisa, Jennifer from Hawaii, Jazz and Jeannie Bride. We want to thank everybody for watching. 702-329-6947, press 1. Anna Bird says she was in high school, mentioning that in the chat room. Press 1 if you're outside the U.S., 855-502-4321. 343 firefighters, 71 law enforcement officials died in World Trade Center on the ground in New York City. Let's see, 6 more. Another law enforcement died when the United Airlines Flight 93 crashed in Pennsylvania. 55 military personnel died at the Pentagon. 19 terrorists who died on board the 4 aircrafts. And of the 2,977 people who died, 2,605 were U.S. citizens and 372 non-U.S.
And let's also not forget
Hi, Richie.
the heroes in Pennsylvania that averted a plane that they say was destined to hit the White House.
It was either the White House or the Capitol building.
Right,
but yes.
Capitol
Yep.
building. And they, they banded together as brothers and got the plane to crash in an open area.
Michael Dorton shares that he lost a friend at the Pentagon that day, Mr. Wally Chu. So, again, we know of the thousands of lives that were lost, but we don't know the reach of others who were affected by those lost and that tragedy. So it is a day of remembrance. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about some brighter things for today.
Somebody win anything?
Yes, actually, they did.
What did they win? I feel like, who used to do that routine? Was it Carson?
Which one?
Just how much was it?
Exactly. Yes.
Right.
Exactly. Well, Guests at a Las Vegas Strip, one over Labor Day weekend. There you go. At the Cosmo, a guest won $1 million on the video poker machine on September 6th. Spokesperson for the resort said it sets the record for the largest non-wide area progressive jackpot ever hit. It wasn't
so they were able to pay for their 4-day stay with that winnings.
Well, one way or another. It wasn't specified if the guest was from Vegas or out of town, but the bottom line is somebody won $1 million over Labor Day weekend.
And not us.
Not us. Nope. Ron, hold on, buddy. He'll be coming on after break. You know what we do here. Sheesh.
I just saw the post.
Yes, Foo Fighters are coming to Vegas. Multi-Grammy award-winning band has scheduled 2 concerts coming up at Park MGM later on in December. December 2nd and 4th, tickets have already gone on sale. September 10th, which was yesterday. Admission ticket prices start at $99.50 plus taxes, fees, parking, electric, towing, whatever you want to add in there. So, Pure Aloha Fall Festival. Pure Aloha Fall Festival.
On the 9th Island?
Returns to Craig Ranch Park later this month. The 5th annual Pure Aloha Fall Festival makes its return on Thursday, September 30th through October 3rd. Let's see. You can enjoy live music, family entertainment, carnival rides, a wide variety of vendors, etc. Dates are Thursday, September 30th from 5 to 10 p.m., Friday, October 1st, 5 p.m. to midnight, Saturday, 1 p.m. to midnight, Sunday, 1 p.m. to 10. Tickets are on sale now, $10 and $15 after 8 p.m. Children under 42 inches tall, well, I'm taller than that, are free.
You just joined the chat room?
Frank Bizarre. We just talked about you, Frank, as we were talking about September 11th. 702-329-6947. 2 more quick news. We'll go to break, and then we'll bring Johnny up here. Johnny Bird is our guest today in studio. He's got a lot going on since he's flown our flock. Careful, I
was waiting for that. There's a lot of birds in the sky, so to speak.
Absolutely. Let's see. RTC is taking steps to recruit. They need drivers. That's the bottom line. So RTC is partnering with its contractors to offer incentives for candidates. Incentives include sign-on bonuses, $2,000, paid training and benefits program. RTC is also partnering with Colas, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, MV Transportation and Markman Securities. They need security as well.
Could you drive a bus? I'm asking for a friend.
Just for a friend? Yeah. I'd be afraid of the double wide.
Johnny just said he can drive the bus.
Could you really?
Yeah.
You bus drive? Could you do the double one with the accordion stuff? No. That's a tough
accordion, another instrument he's got to learn? Not happening. He's got one, yeah.
Last but not least, now boarding lot. Did you see the newest ride? It's called the Wild Ride Las Vegas. Did you see this one? You have feedback on something?
Is it a roller coaster or what is it?
They have film footage that you're sitting in like a virtual reality kind of thing. Oh, that's
cool. Yeah, I saw
to fly
that.
over. Yeah. So there's you can, let's see, you glide, float, plunge, soar, race over the West's majestic vistas, etc. Opened up on September 1st. It's supposed to be getting great reviews. Ticket prices, they're open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And
where's it at?
I would just go to, they just took over some property, and I knew you were going to ask me that. I'll come up with it, so I'll come up with it during break. But definitely check them out online. There are prices and whatnot, but it's supposed to be a great ride.
That's pretty cool.
So, all right, with that, it's 1:15, almost. What do you say we go to break?
Let's go to break.
And then we can bring up Johnny Bird.
Looking forward to it.
You're watching Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, coming to you live from the Go Live Vegas studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Phillips and Neil Portnoy. We'll be back in about 60 to 90 seconds, whatever the producer feels like doing. We'll be right back.
We know radiant, healthy skin reflects how you look and feel, especially in the desert. Hand and Stone Spa at Silverado Ranch offers facial services provided by licensed estheticians tailored for men, women, and teens. This also includes a maintenance program to enjoy your clear and beautiful complexion between regular appointments. We also offer exfoliation facials and LED light phototherapy, which will give a result of firmer skin and a smoother texture. It also diminishes fine lines, wrinkles, and dark spots, resulting in a more luminous skin. Call 702-941-7833 and put your skin into our hands.
You're already a work of art, meant to be enjoyed. So Las Vegas has a question. Have you been Portnoy? meant to be enjoyed. So Las Vegas has a question. Have you been Portnoy?
I'd stay right there. It's J-Bo, Sirius XM 70s on 7. On the September's Greatest Hits weekend, want to throw a shout out to our pal, Neil Portnoy. He's an amazing artist out in Vegas. He was just announced one of the finalists in the Park West Gallery's Made in Vegas art competition. Go to Neil Portnoy's Facebook if you love art. Check out his painting of Eric Clapton. One of September's Greatest Hits in 74.
The first time I knew I wanted to sing was when I would hear my mom in the kitchen singing with the radio. She told me that as a baby, she would sing to me and put me to sleep, and would often hum a tune as she was cooking or cleaning. She claims that she was an awful singer, but to me, she had the voice of an angel. If I close my eyes in a quiet room, I can still hear her voice singing to me. Now as she wakes each day to a world that's gotten a little bit smaller, I sing for her. As a child, I was her biggest fan, and now she's mine. So Las Vegas, get ready. You're about to see what this mama's boy can do. Mama, I'm gonna make you proud. I was born for this.
And welcome back to Twin Bros and Different Mothers. Everybody's rocking. September 11th is today's date. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, making us part of your Saturday. We greatly appreciate it. Joining us now at the desk, old friend, good friend here at the shows, Mr. Johnny Bird has nested back with us. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
You look good.
Thank you.
Right.
So do you.
Nested back with us. We're going to keep doing these?
I'm trying to get as many Bird references in today as I can. So, you know, we'll keep them happening. So, yeah, it's been a while. I know. Listen, you've been red hot busy with stuff. So I don't know where you want to begin with the latest and greatest. But we just saw a promo. Talk about the promo that we just watched.
Yeah, you know, the lady in there is my mom, and the little baby is me. We dug through a bunch of archives to put that together. It was the first release, the first promo for our upcoming show. I do want to make a 9/11 reference.
Please.
That maybe you guys, well, you probably didn't know, and it still upsets me today. Now, I, of course, was in Minnesota at the time, and I was painting apartments as a kind of a side hustle between shows. And one of the apartments was in Shakopee, right next to an airfield where they had it was a training airfield. It was the training airfield that some of the 911 hijackers were training.
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
So I was painting an apartment, and I parked right next to a dumpster in the parking garage. And I sometimes take a peek, and I saw a bunch of luggage. I pulled the luggage out, just put it in the back of my van, and I went back home. And as we're seeing these things, this was after, that would have been before the attacks. I kept them. I didn't really look in them at the time. I saw some clothes and stuff, and then 9/11 happened. This was just a couple days prior. And when they finally got some of the names and the faces that we saw up on TV, I had their luggage.
Wow.
Jeez.
And one of the attackers, inside there was, I think, 5 different IDs with different names with the same person.
Did you ever give it to anyone? Or?
I called the FBI office first in Minneapolis. They said, call Duluth. I called Duluth. Duluth told me to call back to Minneapolis, and I ended up calling the FBI in Washington. They all blew me off. They said, throw it away.
It makes you think.
There were papers. Yeah. There were books, all in Arabic.
Wow.
And it was an enormous suitcase full of clothes and
Right.
DVD, or not DVDs, they were VHS cassette tapes. And it was the guy.
Where is that now? Did you throw it away?
Yeah, they strongly urged me
to
get rid of it.
Oh,
They
yeah.
didn't urge you to put it on eBay then, or
Well, what they told him really was, we strongly urge you to throw it away or you'll end up in the desert. And look, years later, here you are in the desert. Right?
I am in the desert.
Right. That's right. Maybe Frankie Sutro met him out here to bring him into the desert, right?
Funny,
So,
that's funny.
go ahead, Neil.
Hey, listen, you've been in Vegas how long now?
On September 5th, which we had our little party, was 3 years to the day that Anna arrived. It took me 2.5 months.
Is it everything you thought it would be, or listen, I know you're a hustler, you're out there, you're gigging, you're looking for all these new ideas, you've got a large show coming up, which we'll get into, we'll talk about it. Is it what you thought it would be? Because most people who come to Vegas with this delusions of grandeur type thing, I'm going to be, and then they find out it takes time. But it takes time. Where would you say on a scale of 1 to 10 are your expectations? Are you at that stage?
Except for the pay for all the small shows, which surprised me greatly, it is 1,000 times better than I was hoping.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, absolutely. That means your expectations for that have been met, and then some. I mean, you're going well past the ceiling at this point.
I'm hoping, and the reason I moved here is happening, and it you got to be patient. You got to take your time. You got to turn off your ego and your mouth, and do some listening, and just you got to do it the right way. And
It's
if
the
you
2 ears and 1 mouth
Yeah.
scenario. You got to listen.
Yeah, and there's so many people here that whether they know it or not, I learned one piece of the puzzle, and I've been putting these pieces together for the last 3 years. And
So let's talk a little bit. You've got a huge Birdland Productions. I'll put that out there, and you can give the contact info for that as we move along. But you've searched, and I'm going to buy this building, and it doesn't happen. I'm going to do this, and something came up. Now you've kind of put all of your energies, and I know you're 24/7. I can look at your eyes and say, hey man, get some sleep. You're doing this show at the Gold Coast, and we'll talk about the dates. I'll have you give our audience all of that information. How did that come about? I know it was a dream. I know this is what you came to Vegas for. We can get beyond that part of the equation. Talk about this whole concept and what the show is going to entail.
Gold Coast came about just from hustle. I knew it was going to be tough to get through some of the barriers of all the entertainment directors and all the people that are ensconced in the entertainment business here. And I called every single one of them. I went to every hotel, every casino. Before I moved here, we came here every couple months. So I was doing my due diligence, and I recognized that I wasn't going to get a whole lot of callbacks. Then the pandemic hit, and there certainly weren't any callbacks because there were no shows.
You got to pivot, and you pivoted.
So I just, if I saw a place that was open as I was driving from Walmart, I would stop in and talk to the owner or manager, say, hey, can we do a show? That's how E-String happened, and we went there for a good 4 or 5 months. And the Gold Coast came about because all the showrooms were closed. So I tried to do something a little bit different, not going through the entertainment side. We're going through the catering side. So we got an opportunity to do shows up in a ballroom, and they're allowing us to build out. We're not part of the entertainment group, so we got to be very careful. But the opportunity to have our own showroom and be able to build that out and have a classic Vegas dinner show. The folks that I talked to there at the Gold Coast said we'd never even heard of this before.
Well, what about? I kind of know how that stuff works a little bit. You can do a 4-wall.
I do, but it's not.
Okay, how is it different?
How is it different? Well, I'm not paying rent. I'm not 4-walling it. We are co-opting a space that's empty at the time. That's why we're doing Wednesdays and Thursdays, and we are generating revenue for them that makes them very happy.
Who's doing the food?
The catering department at the Gold Coast.
Okay.
So it's internal, and they're thrilled to death to have 150, 200 people come in per night, and be spending money there and spending money downstairs in the casino as they walk through. So
how are you going to? Because I know the layout a little bit of Gold Coast. One of the roadblocks, it's not really a roadblock. One of the challenges is the room is on the second level.
Yep.
From what we've kind of talked a little bit about, they're limiting you, if not restricting you, from inside property sales.
Ticket sales, yes.
Ticket sales.
Yeah, we can sell our merchandise, shirts, hats, T-shirts, drinking glasses.
So you're going to have the kids
like
running around the casino giving out cards? What are you going to do? Because that's a Johnny Bird thing.
The kids will be at the first show, but no shows after that. It's an adult show. It's grandma safe adult humor and adult music and stuff like that.
Who's going to be part of the show?
Good question. I have kind of an all-star group that I don't even know how this came to be, but I'm so thrilled. Aaron Fuller is the music director and lead guitar player from MJ Live, from Boyz II Men and some other groups. Darren DeStephanis, who played with Frankie Moreno and many others. Currently, he's in High Rocktane. He's on drums. John Grego is on percussion. Aaron Tully, bass. Todd Simon on keys. Andy Creasap on trumpet. Robbie Wingfield on saxophone. My wife, Anna, will be our third sax.
Does she play saxophone?
She does.
I didn't know that.
This will be the first time she's ever been in a show. So she's very excited. Ashley Fuller.
A great voice.
Yeah,
great talent.
She's one of our singers. Kiera Figueroa is also a singer. Tanya Tobias from Burlesque Q, and she was in the movie Showgirls, is our choreographer and lead dancer.
You're going to have dancers. That's another interesting twist. Talk about that.
We got some dance. First, I got to just mention a couple more. Sophia Monroe is our producer. From Daymaker Productions. Jerry Taylor is our videographer.
I know Jerry.
And Anthony Cools behind the scene has been very, very helpful in putting this all together. So I want to say a shout out to a very, very talented guy here.
Anthony Cools experience.
Yeah, thank you, Anthony. So dancing, I always wanted to, Neil and Aaron, this is everything I could conceive of in a dream to do a show. Everything I've ever wanted to do, we're putting into this show, and we're gonna throw it out there to Vegas and see if it works.
How are you going to market it? Because the tough part, and Aaron, I'm going to let you ask a question, but it's just on my mind right now. One of the tough parts here in the city in the 5.5 years that I've been here is getting the people to the room. First time grand opening, you're going to get people in there. You're going to get your friends. You're going to get your supporters. But as the weeks move on, you look at the showrooms here in Vegas, and ticket sales are tough. Any show. Bronx Wanderers, Metapause, they're all suffering now with ticket sales. How are you going to uniquely, in Johnny Bird style, continue to bring the people in? What are you going to do, promote? What are you going to give them? Because everything is, what am I going to get? Other than a great show, a great performance, a great meal, what are you going to, kind of add to the cake to get them in there?
Well, everybody that comes with a VIP or preferred seating gets a gift. They're going to get a little gift bag of goodies, so that encourages them.
Johnny Bird merch.
Some, but there's some other great merch here in town that are teaming up with us. Part of it is the new way of advertising. It's digital. It's YouTube. We're creating content, videos. Not just show videos, but creative videos like the Portnoy mug. Who the hell is Johnny Bird?
Oh, you're very good at that.
We have a whole team working on a nonstop thing to make our video presence really pop. We're doing Instagram.
You're doing it all yourself? You're getting people like Mark Messina from Lynchpin involved?
Yeah, Mark Messina. I just talked to him a couple days ago. Yep. We may be working with him to do a lot of stuff. Jerry is amazing on putting together content. But also, we're doing guerrilla marketing too. The old-fashioned marketing. Every place that there's a card bank, we're going to have cards in there. We got a guerrilla marketing team led by Bob Merlin, who's our street team flock leader. He's literally going to be going door to door to customers, to any place where there's
anything Bonnie can do to get them out of the house. That's a good move.
Yeah, businesses, groups. We're going to be contacting every group of people here in Vegas, and we are going to aggressively market this.
Right, here's the key question.
We're paying money for it too.
Here's the key question. To do a production like this, where you've got multiple moving parts, not just from getting the entertainers, not just from acquiring the room and getting the food, you need money. I know you've been reaching out to people. I'm going to throw it out there if you want to support Johnny. He is looking for investors to get involved with this with a pretty nice return package. I read your promo package. They'll be able to advertise, on the marquee outside. There'll be other opportunities, but it's still, the bottom line is you got to have money, and it's always OPM, other people's money. Right. So how you doing that?
Well, if we hadn't been hit so hard on the opening night that we arrived in Vegas, we would have been able to do it internally. But because that happened, we can't. We have some folks that have been following me since I've been in Vegas and have taken the time just from afar and realized, I'll do what I say I'll do. So they have stepped up to the plate as supporters, some financially, and they're coordinating with some other folks in the background. Unfortunately, our two biggest financial backers, both of them had, within the last 3 weeks, an extremely heartbreaking family matter. So with spouses that are in critical shape. So because of that, they've stepped back. So we are desperately reaching out. We do have a financing package. We have a big ROI, return on investment, and we are offering up a chance to be a part of this big show in a number of different ways. And if you want to be a part of it in any way, shape, or form, you will get paid back, guaranteed, irrespective of the show success. I'll put my very name on the line for anybody that's willing to be a part of this. But we do need some.
How do people reach out to you? Give us some contact info.
They can call us in the office, 725-205-2349. They can reach out with email at birdlandmusic@hotmail.com, birdlandmusic@hotmail.com, and I'll send you the investment package. Even small investors, instead of getting a big whale that will take over the show, I'd love to have a bunch of friends and family that all just work a little bit. They'll all get paid, and they all have a great incentive package that goes along with that payback.
Are you familiar with the word TENTS? TENTS. I'm not.
That's the little things that stand on the table that look like mini A-frames.
Okay, because our good friend Cliff Lawrence just said tents in the restaurant, guest rooms, video in the guest room.
Can't do it now.
I know.
Yeah, we can't do it yet.
Because of touching and everything else, probably, right?
No, it has nothing to do with touching. It's because we're not part of the Boyd Entertainment. Gotcha. However, if we can prove this concept works within the first month or so, they are willing to reinvestigate our communication. And if this works, I think this actually is gonna change a little bit of the paradigm. I think because we are going about it so atypically. I don't even recognize there's a box in the room. I just went and said, what are the possibilities? Let's talk about them. And in that conversation, we came up with this that will open the doors, I think, for other entertainers here in town. And we've been approached.
Well, that's the key, because if you look at like the Nevada room is, I'm doing this for you to look at the screen. There you go. The Nevada room is kind of done that with how do you get the entertainers busy? And, they have some challenges over there. We all know that. Mm-hmm. But the entertainers at least have a venue to perform and make money. You're giving the entertainment community exactly what they're doing there. You're giving the entertainment community the opportunity to make some money and perform.
With that, we're going to step aside for a bottom of the hour break. When we come back, we got a question about the story about what happened in Las Vegas, if you want to go into that. Cliff also asked a question about what happened to the showroom downstairs at the Gold Coast. If you know information, we're going to share that. A lot of great comments. Give us a call if you want, 702-329-6947. Press 1. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
When you think of relaxation, do you think of a massage? If not, you should. Las Vegas Hand and Stone Massage at Silverado Ranch provides professional spa experiences at affordable rates. You will be enveloped in soothing sounds and aromas on your way to total relaxation. De-stress with our full-body massage to relieve tension, soothe tired muscles, and temper migraines. You can select from many options, including CBD, deep tissue, sports, and our signature hot stone massage. Call 702-941-7833 and start de-stressing today.
Unicon coming October 1st to the 3rd, 2021. Las Vegas, and you're ready for 3 days of pop culture, comic, toys, games, food trucks, and sports. Unicon features a huge vendor floor, awesome panels, and your chance to meet incredible guest celebrities. So make sure you make plans. October 1st to the 3rd, 2021. The Expo at the World Market Center. For more information, visit www.unicon.radio. Unicon, fandoms united.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs. Welcome back.
Hey, I got an idea.
Okay.
A lot of our viewers and listeners don't realize you're a published author now. You have a book out. Talk about your book.
I do. It's located right on the front of the desk called Let My Voice Speak to You. Chronicles my health journey from 354 pounds down to about 212 pre-pandemic, but that's okay. Got rid of many health issues. Thank you. It is available on Kindle for $6.99. You can download it, but if you want a hard copy autographed by yours truly, what you need to do is you need to reach out to me direct. You can private message me through Facebook or, thank you, Mom and Dad, my girls, thank you very much. You can email me at aaronphillipslv2018@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to reach out and make arrangements for you to get a signed copy. And that'll be great. Tells a story, inspiration, laughter, and education is all in the book.
And I just got to put it out there that the weight loss, pre-pandemic, we split the difference and put it back on both of us, right?
Yes, exactly. The COVID-19 gave me the COVID-20, which now I've got rid of 10 of them. I'm down under 230 again.
I get on the scale and the scale says one person at a time, please.
Yeah, mine used to say tilt, but anyway. So we talked about the question came up. You mentioned about when you came into Vegas, the first night stuff happened. We know the story, but if you want to share that, give a little background if you'd like, so that our listeners know.
Yeah, I'll abbreviate it.
Yes.
Most of the people that know me kind of know the story, but Anna drove across the country from Minnesota to here in Vegas. Anna's my wife, along with my 3 kids and my dog Dudley and 2 black cats. And
black cats, yeah. Nice. All right.
So they arrived in Vegas on the September 4th, very late in the evening. They checked into a hotel, and they got in at about 11 o'clock. And by 7 o'clock the next morning, when they went outside to get some of their stuff, bless you, get some of their stuff, everything was gone. They drove off with my show van that was full. They drove off with the trailer attached to it, which was full of cash, heirlooms, my studio, my equipment, my office, baby pictures, heirlooms.
And now Anna's here with nothing.
She was here with nothing, and by noon of that day, we were locked out of every account that we had. We were liquidated down to the Stone Age, and it never came back. So we lost literally everything. We had $10,000 in cash in the middle of the trailer, and that was kind of our grub stake. We came here. We set everything up for about 18 months to be ready for success. We made the calls. We had a band. I had shows ready, and I couldn't get back to Vegas for over 2 months. It was from September 5th. The first time I saw Anna after that was just before Thanksgiving. So November 23rd, I think it was, when she was able to come back. A friend of ours Grubhubbed McDonald's meal to a park bench so they could eat. Wow. Because we couldn't use any cards or anything. We had no cash, nothing. But the real story about all that, and I think Aaron would agree with this, it's not how things start, it's how things end up, like your weight loss journey.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Your dreams of doing what you do, Hall of Fame career, you're a published author now. All of that stuff took some setbacks to get to that point.
Absolutely.
So that's why we selected September 5th as our meet and greet with the band. We had that at the Gold Coast.
Meant something.
So it was 3 years to the day that we were completely obliterated, and we wanted to take that day and turn it from a negative into the biggest positive of our life. And so many people showed up. It was just a thrill. And something didn't work, so I had to run back to my office to get a thumb drive with the videos we were going to show that night. And by the time I got back, the room was just full of friends and fans, and it was so enheartening to walk into that room and there was like applause and just to see so many.
It feels good.
Yeah,
it
so
feels
many
good.
friendly
Sure,
faces.
absolutely.
So let's talk about the details of the show itself. When is it? When's it debut and premiere? Give us the information. Let's start.
Opening night is Thursday, September 30th. Cocktail hour is 5 o'clock. Dinner hour is 6 o'clock, and the show starts at 7 o'clock. And the show is not a concert show. There are, so many talented people in this town with so many, skills and stuff. So we sat down. We're trying to figure out how to make this show different. So we wrote, scripted, and are filming a mini movie that opens up the show. So it will be cinematic. At 7 o'clock, the room goes black, the big screens come up, and you're watching a movie that I will eventually come out of the movie singing. It's a spy thriller set kind of in a James Bond theme. We actually have a James Bond theme song that we wrote. Rita Lim will be performing that in the opening thing. And Vinny Adinolfi is
Bronx Wanderers.
from the Bronx Wanderers is the heavy. He is he's the super villain. Although there is a super villain above him.
Don't tell Vinny he's heavy. He doesn't handle that well anymore.
There's a super villain above him that appears at the end of the show. So the movie pops back in the middle of the show and at the end of the show, just kind of setting the scene. Everything in the show itself is recreated versions of stuff that you might be familiar with, and a handful of original songs that I wrote just for the show.
Oh, great!
Very
Sounds
Vegas-y.
very, very unique.
It's very Vegas feeling.
Yep.
The horn section is just explosive, and it's going to be so much fun. And I for those that know me, know I'm kind of in my box when I'm on stage. But we hired a choreographer. Tanya's going to be teaching me how to dance, so we'll be doing a whole bunch of dancing too.
Now, there's also a couple of different packages that are available for people to come and enjoy the show.
Yeah, there's the show only. There's limited seating for the show only. And I think that's $49 and $69 and $89 for opening night are the other packages that you get a 4-course meal. The food we tasted is amazing. It's going to be just a really good classic Vegas dinner show. Yeah, and I think I'm pretty sure, and we've been calling around and doing some research. It's the only full production dinner show in Vegas.
And how many nights a week will this be done?
Twice, Wednesdays and Thursdays of every week until the end of the year.
Right on. For information, ticket information, go to Eventbrite or by calling or texting 725-232-7182. That's 725-232-7182.
I think, it's in my opinion, I'll preface it by saying that, I think it's a very unique concept. Like we talked a little earlier, excuse me, your first couple nights, you're going to be packed. All the friends, the family,
I hope so.
everybody. Well, you know what? People, listen, show up for Johnny. Johnny shows up for you. End of story.
Now, you have something planned for September 13th. What are you doing that night?
September 3rd, is that a Monday?
It is.
Okay. I had to ask because I knew it was on the calendar. Yeah.
It says in like 2 days after today.
Mike Vegas Dorton, thanks to him. He's such a hustler, too. You talk about hustlers. But he was able to help me sing the national anthem. I mean, he's not going to help me sing
I heard
it,
about that.
but I'll be singing the national anthem at the Las Vegas Aces game.
Aviators.
Aviators.
Yeah,
that's right.
that's pretty good kudos to Mike Vegas Dorton for putting that together. He handles all the singers to bring them in. I put my name in and they quickly got thrown out because I don't sing. But that's a pretty huge deal here in Las Vegas to sing at the game.
I'm so thrilled and what an honor, and I'm going to just give every ounce that I have in that
Sweet.
song.
Right on. And that's this Monday, the 13th. So tickets are available for the game, I'm sure. You can hear Johnny Bird going out there and singing the national anthem. Where'd you come up with the name of the show, Rise of the Phoenix?
Well, years and years and years ago, I had 2 business dealings with some folks that went sideways very quickly, and to keep out of serious trouble, which I felt that they were going towards, I left. And the others, somebody left. Long story short, I was $100,000 in the hole, and I didn't file bankruptcy. I didn't shirk anything. So it was like we got burned. And so we labeled our studio the Phoenix Studios. And now here, of course, what happened, and it's not just for me personally, but it's for the world. It's for Vegas, and with the entertainment coming back, it's like, it's that It's the reemergence, and that's why we don't call any of our stuff or our productions a Las Vegas production. We coined the phrase, and we trademarked New Vegas. So this is a New Vegas show, and this is the rise of the Phoenix coming out of the desert to create that new paradigm for entertainment.
Let me ask you, going to take it to Mesquite?
If they ask, I suppose, sure.
They're never going to ask. You got to ask.
Well, if the price is right.
Well, just an option. Mesquite.
We'll go anywhere. I'll go anywhere. I toured all over America at senior facilities.
Right.
I'll do what it takes. And Ron Garrett, you mentioned do a telethon. Let's do it. Set it up. Tell me what I need to do. I'll sing for 24 straight hours.
I got to ask our listeners and viewers out there, if you listen to Johnny's voice long enough, you're gonna have Casey Kasem in your mind.
I know where this is going too. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean you always play to your strength, and I've told Johnny now for a couple of years, your strength is your voice. You're Casey Kasem. It brings back memories for me.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Well, listen, we're at the quarter of the hour break. You know what that means? Coming up on the other side, we got a special treat for Johnny.
And me.
And you, because you don't even know what it is.
I have no clue.
The bottom line is this. You've got nothing to lose. He might if he doesn't do well on what we've got scheduled.
Tease.
So with that, you're watching Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. We'll see if Johnny can step up to the plate with this one. We'll be back right after this.
Pay attention, because I'm only going to say this once. I that up. Go live. All right, I'll say something else. I want you to tune in to Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. They got their own show called Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. It's 12 o'clock noon every Saturday. You can't miss this show. This is going to be great. Don't let me come knocking on your door at 3 o'clock in the morning, because you know I will.
Each of my prized haunted museum items has a story. Tales of terror so frightening, so real, they demand to be told.
It's so hard to know what's real and what's the dream.
Trust me.
I can sense something else is trying to make contact.
What the hell?
I've seen you before. Show yourself.
Who are you talking to?
I made a friend. He's telling me how it feels like to die.
All right, welcome back to Twin Brothers. That video that you just saw, obviously from Zach Bagans and company, our good friend and producer here, Mr. Aaron Elikas, was involved in the production of that on a show that's going to be on Disney+.
How cool is that?
Yeah. I'm sorry, Discovery Plus.
After Disney Plus.
I was going to say, I don't think you want it on Disney on that one, but anyway, okay. So now is the time. I got to get this out of the way. Get this out. Oh man. Okay. Normally it's getting to know you. But we've known Johnny long enough for a year now. We can't really do that anymore. He used to take over the segment, came up with some great questions.
Great questions.
But I figured we'd do a little twist. What was your home state?
Me?
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Great. See how many trivia questions about the state of Minnesota you can get right.
Oh, man. Mosquito. Twins.
There you
Vikings.
go, right? All right. I don't. You know what? The funny thing is, I think I skipped sports questions because I wasn't sure. I don't remember what kind of sports fan you are.
Oh, I'm a big sports fan.
Okay. Well, if I come across them, but I highlighted some already to save us a little time. So here you go. Question number one. No. If you think you want to take a stab, please.
No, I'm going to take a stab, whether I get them right or not is another story.
Well, geez, the lights just turned red. All right. Question. In which year was the current flag of Minnesota adopted?
1847.
1856.
1893.
You win. Price is right. Bang!
Just don't go over. What does the word Minnesota mean?
Small pop.
Many lakes.
Cloudy water. All right.
I was close. Water.
What is the state fish of Minnesota?
The state fish is a walleye.
Very good.
I did grow up on a lake.
There you go.
Anywhere in Minnesota's got a lake.
Yeah, Canadian
That's
border.
very true. And it's funny because one of the questions I skipped was like, how many lakes are in Minnesota? It's like 11,000 or something.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
I skipped that one. What is the number of dates on the state flag of Minnesota?
The number of what?
Dates.
They have dates in the flag?
I guess so.
Oh. 31.
How many?
2.
31?
Yeah.
How about 3? He was closer. What year did Minnesota become a state?
I still think that, well, I went to Hamlin University, which was formed in 1854. So it had to be around there.
You're spinning this, Johnny. Doesn't work. Come on, give us a date.
1854.
1858, however. But your thinking was right, though, because you're right in that ballpark as to when it all happened. All right. What city is the largest in Minnesota?
The city that's the largest? Minneapolis.
Very good. That's 2 in a row. 2 out of 3. We'll give you 2 out of 3. All right. This is all the late questions. I kind of... Okay. What is Minnesota called as? What's its nickname? Or slogan or motto?
The land of 10,000 lakes.
Yeah, very good. See, he's on a roll now. What is the state flower of Minnesota?
Showy lady slipper.
My God, he's on a
Wow.
roll. Yes, that's good. What is another nickname of Minnesota?
Cold.
The mosquito state. If you're in Minnesota, we call that's our state bird, other than the blue heron.
Cross that one out.
The land of cold and ice.
The Gopher State.
Oh,
that's right. The
Minnesota Gophers. Exactly. Let me see. Where does this go? How big is Minnesota in terms of square miles?
Do the math here.
Exactly.
13,182.
All right. 86,943, which actually makes it the 12th largest state.
13 times 5.
Exactly. Where can you find Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox?
Well, it actually moved, but
Talk to Frankie Citro.
It's in Brainerd.
It's in Brainerd. According to this, it says Bemidji. Is that the same area?
No, well, they're both northern, yes.
Okay. I'll take your word for it because that's what it says.
Bemidji,
here.
yeah, that sounds.
What is the state crop of Minnesota?
The state crop?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I grew up in corn country, so I can't think of anything else that I've seen more of. There's corn and soybeans.
Corn would be correct. What is the state tree of Minnesota?
Douglas fir.
Red pine. Okay. Not bad. But listen.
Red pine?
That's what it says. It says posted by Abe Lincoln. It must be true. Of this, I don't. That's too easy. Everybody would know that one. Okay. What is Minnesota's geographic center?
You mean the city?
What's in the middle?
Cloquet.
Crow Wing?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
So this is the gimme question. What famous mall is in Minnesota?
The Burnsville Mall.
The Mall of America.
There you go.
Burnsville Mall was the first mall I ever saw in my life, and I thought it was impossible that anything would be that big. I grew up in a tiny, tiny town.
Sure.
The
What town
Canadian
did you grow up in?
International Falls, Canadian border.
All
the
the way
icebox
up.
of the nation.
Did you visit Canada? Did you go over the border?
I was born in Canada.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I visited.
I didn't know that.
All right. Who was the folk legend born in Hibbing as Robert Zimmerman?
Bob Dylan.
That is correct, sir. Who was the former governor and pro wrestler?
That would be Jesse the Bod.
Who are the brothers who directed No Country for Old Men?
Twin brothers.
The Coen brothers.
That is correct. Not to be confused. They spell it C-O-E-N, by the way. Let's see. Who designed the state flag of Minnesota?
Paul Bunyan.
It was actually the ox.
Who designed this? Does anybody know this?
I don't know, but according to this, it's Edward H. Center. I don't know. Who was the radio host of the show A Prairie Home Companion?
Casey Kasem.
I met him. It was Garrison Keillor.
That is
Good
very
friend of
true.
mine.
That is very true. Who did Senator Rush Limbaugh choose to hold his office?
Say that again.
Who did Senator Rush Limbaugh choose to hold his office?
I wasn't aware that Rush
I
Limbaugh
didn't
was
either.
a senator.
Well, how about Al Franken? How's that correlate? I'm just reading it. Is that correlated all to Minnesota? I'm just reading the question.
Rush Limbaugh
yeah.
did not like Al Franken
Right.
at all.
At all.
Well, there you go. Who from St. Paul served as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? You only have 9 options there.
Marshall? No.
I have no idea.
I know I'm looking at you for a guess. Well, I don't know why I'm doing that.
If you give me the initials.
WB.
Brennan?
You can eat this as a meal. Blank King as a clue for the last name.
Warren King.
No.
Walter King.
Blank King. What's in the blank? Before the word king.
Rose.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Kingsley.
Chicken Allah.
How about Warren Burger?
Warren Burger.
By the way, speaking of Burger King.
Burger King. I get it now.
You get it now? Did you see in the news where Burger King is actually going to be eliminating 120 ingredients off of its menu? So I asked the obvious question, what the hell's left?
The bun.
That's about it, right?
A sesame seed.
Last question. Who from Roseville acted in the movie MacGyver?
See, we got Rose and King in 2 sentences.
Roseville in the movie MacGyver?
That's what the question says, sir.
Winona Ryder, I know, was from that area, but no, I don't know.
Richard Dean Anderson, the original MacGyver.
That wasn't the movie. That was the TV show.
I know, it says movie. I can't listen. I can
need
only
to research these better.
Hey, listen, I presume somebody from Minnesota would be writing these darn things. So.
Well, Richard Dean Anderson also was in one of our favorite shows that the kids and I are watching, Stargate SG-1.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Colonel O'Neill.
True or false, Minnesota is famous for its 1,000 mountains.
False. But we do have one that Lindsey Vaughn learned to ski on, also in Burnsville.
Was it a little hill?
It's called Buck Hill, and that's where she started learning how to ski.
Minnesota shares how many state borders?
North and South Dakota, Iowa, and Wisconsin.
So that would be 4. How many countries share their border with Minnesota?
Two. America and Canada.
Well, shares their existing border would be Canada.
Yes.
The other country. You get it? Do I have to explain that?
No,
one
I got that
Do I have
one.
to explain that one to you?
I'm
My goodness
catching up.
gracious. Jeez, criminy. What is Minnesota's rank in the list of populous states in the U.S. of A?
18.
37.
22. With that will end Minnesota
That was pretty
trivia.
cool. Well done.
All right. Not bad. Very good. At least close to half, I would say.
Well, shit, he grew up there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you fail this, I mean, I don't know that I could have done that well if I was asked about New Jersey, to be honest with you.
I would do well with Massachusetts. I would.
Yeah.
There's only one. Okay, who designed the state flag of Massachusetts?
John Quincy Adams.
Wasn't Betsy Ross?
No.
That's the only flag person that I'm aware of.
Right, exactly.
John Quincy Adams or his brother, the other Adams. Twin brother.
Gomez?
from a different
Samuel?
mother. Yes.
Gomez?
Gomez, right. Nice.
All right, we got a couple of minutes left. Let's talk about the show again, if you would, please.
Sure. September 30th, opening night. You can get your tickets at 725-232-7182 or go to Eventbrite and type in my name, Johnny, with no H, Bird. It's a one-of-a-kind show. I'm hoping that this is going to be the show of the season. So once we get some of the shows under our belt, hopefully it'll spread like wildfire. But come in groups, come in vans, call your friends, family.
Got a question. Our good friend Bob Merlin, and I hope, Bob, you're still watching, he did a unique thing with the Bronx Wanderers where he went to Siena, the development that he lives in, he and Bonnie, and they rented buses where they brought people in. Are you looking at that idea?
There are 137 communities that we can bus in that we are contacting every single one of them and offering them group rates.
All right, cool. Website again for information?
For information,
I didn't mean to trick question you there, Johnny.
No, that's okay. New Vegas Live, newvegas.live is our website. It's in the process of being rebuilt. It's going to be a dynamic new thing, but you can get schedules and all that stuff, information about the shows. There's going to be videos. And one thing I do want to mention about this town, and growing up, a lot of stuff about Vegas you see in movies and TV. It was all a fake to me. It was just movies and TV. I got here, and I realized there's a lot of stuff that's what you see, and there's a lot of stuff that you don't see. And one of the things that I don't really see a whole lot more is that Rat Pack mentality of a consortium of really talented people. I will say Rita Lim does a great job of this, by the way, and Ashley Fuller. But what I want to do is I want to bring in entertainers that are part of our core group, that all of us are doing shows all up and down the strip and around town, and we work together. And I want to just create with the entertainers here in town, not a competition, but a powerful group of us all loving each other, supporting each other, working for each other, and going out to the damn shows.
You've been cartooned.
I've never looked better.
One thing in Vegas that I've learned in the 5 years, it's a very supportive community. It's a very supportive community. The entertainers support the entertainers.
Right.
Everybody, it's not a competition. Everybody helps everybody. Look, I think it's a brilliant idea. If you need inspiration as to some of the entertainers that you may or may not know, just come into the Portnoy Gallery, look at the Portnoy Wall of Honor. They're all up there. You'll get some names from people that would love to be affiliated with what you got going on.
October 7th, you have something happen at the gallery.
October 7th, the event to be at in Las Vegas, we have the unveiling of the 2021 class of the Portnoy Wall of Honor. We have a lot of special guests, a lot of dignitaries, and as we've teased on social media, we have a major announcement happening on that date, which we will announce on that date.
And on October 8th, the following night at Notoriety in Indianapolis are the Personalities Network Awards, put on by Luke Perry. And Neil and I are honored to be part of that list to receiving the awards for this year, among with many other celebrities and personalities in town. It's going to cover over 2 years' worth of folks that were part of this. So there's information on the screen right now. You can go out to notorietylive.com for ticket information if you're listening on the app. So
Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you. October is going to be a very busy month all around. So with that, dude, we're at the top of the hour. So let's wrap it up because I think, Aaron, you're going to play the rest of that audio piece on the app. Oh, did I not say that?
No, you didn't say it. Go.
Download the free Go Live Vegas app available at the Google Play Store and Apple App Store.
And if you already have it, though, you need to go back to there and hit update because there have been updates already done previously or done recently for the app. So make sure you go back to the store, hit update, get the most current version. If you haven't, please do so now. You can take us on the go and listen at least to the audio side of the show when you're driving around instead of watching on your phone on YouTube, you can, or Facebook, you can listen.
Yes, what 80s music, right? Am I
yes,
correct?
80s music.
Yeah.
When there's no live show, playing the best of the 80s music, play 24/7. Okay, are you going to play the rest of the audio clip when we're done? Okay. Final thoughts as we go out.
Final thoughts. We're, into September. The Raiders are opening up Monday night. They're 4-point underdogs against the Baltimore Ravens. Please be safe out there. I mean, it's going to be a zoo with 60+ thousand people.
Sisolak, as of yesterday, mandates masks all indoor activities now. Supposedly started yesterday, so make sure that you check with your environment wherever you're going on the updated use of masks. Thank you, Johnny, for coming in.
Thank you, and I'm Casey Kasem. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Love it.
I'm Aaron Phillips. Next week, we have a guest lined up. Name escapes me right now, but you'll see it on Facebook. As always, be kind to everybody. Why is that?
That's all we have.
On our way out, please remember September 11th, and here's the rest of the audio from 9/11.
Thanks, guys.
All right, a lot of attention, Manhattan. A lot of attention, Manhattan. Just to know, this is confirmed. This is confirmed.
This is confirmed. 10-4, okay.
Engine 1 on Manhattan.
Engine 1 on, go.
Roll every available ambulance you got to this position.
10-4, okay.
Rescue 2 to Manhattan.
Rescue 2, go.
Are we assigned in your box in Lower Manhattan, Kid?
Rescue 2, stand by.
Division 1 of Manhattan, K.
Division 1, okay.
We're responding. Have another rescue start out.
10-4, Rescue 2, start out to box 8087, okay.
Rescue 2's responding, K. Star 1-8 to Manhattan, K.
Rescue 1 to Manhattan. What do you have in on this? Division 1 of Manhattan.
Bring 1 to Manhattan.
Division 1, go with your message.